Good morning, everyone, on this cold November the 17th. Got a little light snow last evening and just a dusting, but it's the low 30s, pretty dismal and wet and cloudy out, so kind of got the day off. Thought I'd share some topic today about fall fertilizing and fall weed spraying. So I'll share with you what I know about that over what I've learned about that over the last 41 years of being in business in the landscaping game. So yeah, I'll kind of walk you outside real quick and show you the conditions out, and then we'll go back in and talk about that. So got a little bit of snow. The ground's not froze yet. It's fairly warm. You can see some of the weeds here, various kinds of weeds. Got some dandelions, chickweed. This is in the beds here. Got some along the edge in the yard. So also wanted to talk to you about thanking you guys for the channel as we begin our journey to the Philippines, and your support of the channel and likes, comments, and of course the subscribing and everything that everybody's done to help support us. We appreciate it so much. So let's go back in, and here's another weed and stuff. So they're quite active. People might think that winter's coming. Why spray weeds in the winter? Why be concerned with it? Because the cold weather's going to kill them. Well, that's not true in my opinion. And so we'll get into some of that. And of course, you can have your opinion and comment if you see something differently. So let me grab a seat over here. Like I said, we're gotta shop some mess because we're getting everything out and ready. So we'll get back over here and talk about this a little bit further. So on the weed spraying, why would you spray weeds in the fall here? We got snow on the ground, although I wouldn't, not recommend cold temperature spraying, like this morning, 30 some freezing conditions. But you get lots of nice days between Halloween and Thanksgiving that you can do with some weed spraying. The reason why you want to do that, in my opinion, is here's a little sketch I made of the weed. So there's the top of the plant up here and the root down here. In the spring and summer, the roots are taking in water and nutrients and water, and they're pushing up the things into the leaf plant. You get the growth at the top, which you see the dandelion and the flower on that, or yellow flower, and all the other weeds. So it's pushing up, as you see by the arrow, that's the springtime. And in the winter, that slows down or nearly stops, and the roots taking in the nutrients and storing, and the roots have some growth to it. So the plant itself is not growing a lot over the winter. That's why a lot of people don't do much with it or not really concerned. And then in the spring, all of a sudden, you have a big bumper crop of weeds. So what happens in the summer and spring, it's raining, and you get various amounts of rain and so forth. So you spray the top of the plant, and it'll start to come down to the roots. But if you get a lot of rain and the plant's really in a rapid growth period, it is trying to push that poison out because you sprayed the top of the plant. That's how you're killing it. It's absorbing it and taking it into the root. But in the spring and summer, it's trying to push that out. So a lot of times you may just get a burn down at the top of the leaf, but the root of the plant is still, not dead or relatively healthy. Does damage it, but and then it just pushes that, back out and regrows a new top to it. So in the fall, the plant's bringing in, it's not growing much. So if you spray something on the top of the plant there, it wants to take that into the root, and there's not a lot of push up because it's not really growing. So, so when you spray your chemical on there to kill it, it takes it back into the root and stores it. So you get a much better kill success rate in the fall, in my opinion. So it's because it's taking it in to store it into the root. So that's the reason why you'd want to spray. I think fall is one of the ideal times to kill weeds and so forth. So obviously you have to get control, and when you're in business, people don't want to see weeds, so you continue to spray them in the spring and summer to get them, try to kill them and burn them down, so people they don't seed, and all the crabgrasses and things like that. You're trying to prevent it from seeding, and ultimately kill it is the ultimate goal. So that's why I'm still spraying here in November, as weather permits and I have time. So, and now we'll talk a little bit about fall or fertilization, and why I just was doing some applications last week of the fertilization. And it's kind of the same thing as this illustrates over here on this little crude drawing that I made. Let's say that's a grass blade, and you fertilize it in the spring and summer, and again it's growing up and the grass gets really green, grows really tall and rapid because it's using the nutrients and the water and pushing that up through the plant. Now in the fall, you might say, well, why waste your time fertilizing, because you're not going to get a lot of green out of it typically, and you're not going to get much growth because it's fall and it's going into the winter season. And that's true, but what people don't realize is as long as the ground's not froze like a rock, really deep and stuff, that's why you want to get it down early. Same with your spraying, so the plant can absorb it, and you utilize the nitrogen and so forth, all the different things with the fertilization goes. So bear with me here. So having a little rough morning here with my Parkinson's, but I wanted to share this with you. I try to explain it the best I can. So anyhow, so in the winter, all your plants' roots are still growing and active, providing the ground's not froze really deep, which a lot of parts of the country you just get to, like right now we haven't even had the ground's not froze at all in Ohio here yet, and it's almost Thanksgiving next week. So the root systems are still growing, and their growth throughout the winter. So if you get a late fall fertilization on your lawn and the trees, bushes, and everything, the benefit is that it's growing, helping the roots and taking in the nutrients and making the root ball and the root part of the plant strong. You're feeding it, and it's not wasting all that energy and trying to grow like it does in the spring and summer. So therefore, in my humble opinion, the fall fertilization is the best time to fertilize. If you were to do it only once a year and you only had one time opportunity, I would say between October, Halloween, and Thanksgiving is ideal. Of course, if you're way up north somewhere and you get the cold weather a lot sooner, where the ground starts freezing, you'd want to do it a little bit sooner. But generally, for the most part in America, I would say October and November is ideal for a late fall fertilization. And then all your trees and plants and grass will really come out ahead of the game and well fed over the winter, and you'll get a lot of good results. I find my lawns are extremely green, and I would say 60-75% of them don't get fertilized next spring because they just jump out and really take off on their own because they're properly put away for the end of the season. So that's kind of my 2 cents. I know there I stumbled and struggled to explain it as I often do. Like I said, having a little rough morning here, but wanted to sit down and try to share some things as I have the equipment and time to do it here with the day off and stuff. And like I said, we're getting ready to make a move here, hopefully. So, and just wanted to share what I've learned over the years, my 41 years of being in business. So that's the couple things you'd want to do, like why you might still be spraying weeds. Again, it's to you get a better kill rate, in my opinion, of the weeds and the roots now, because it's going into the dormant season. The weeds aren't dying, they're just becoming more dormant. So all the chemical that you would get on the leaf plant would be stored into the root, and of course that would end up killing the weed over the winter. So that's why you get a better kill rate in the winter than in the summer. So, and the same type of principle in the fertilization of it, that you're getting the root to grow and you're feeding it, you're not wanting to kill it. And then in the spring, when the weather warms up, the bush and grass and everything has a head start because it's kind of like a bear or animal that hibernates. It stores up, and overeats during the summer and fall to build up a fat supply. So that's the same principle with feeding your plants in the fall. So you want to do it before the ground freezes, ideally, because once it freezes in the rain and everything that comes, you're just get a lot more runoff and waste of the product. So, and you don't want to do it too early, like August and September, where you may continue to rapidly grow, and then your feed is more for the growth of the plant, which is not what we're trying to do at this time of year. We're trying to feed the roots and make them strong and healthy over the winter. So that's my 2 cents on fall fertilization and weed spraying. Hopefully this has been helpful to somebody, and just wanted to share that with you. It's been on my mind. That's something I don't think I've addressed fully. So, because so many people are putting things away this time of year and are done with things, so they just think it's fall and cut it down and get the leaves up and your work's done. But these are 2 important things that I've incorporated into my landscaping business over the past 41 years. And so I thought I'd share the little secret tips and why I do it and why you might consider doing it. So anyhow, me and Rosie appreciate everybody supporting the channel, and means so much to me, and we're really counting on y'all out there to help us along the way to our new home and journey, and we appreciate you so much. So that's my time for this morning on the fall fertilization and the weed spraying. So hopefully this has been helpful. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.